been quite a bit of flooding in Pendleton lately. The McKay Dam has been, they released more water on Friday than they did at the height of the 1996 floods. The 96 floods were very devastating. They were very widespread in northern Oregon and southern Washington especially. There's a point in Walla Walla, the Park Street Bridge over Mill Creek. It's outside what's colloquially called a 500-year floodplain, but it's still flooded. There's a 0.2% chance of flooding in any given calendar year, and it's still flooded that year. It's sort of a mathematical misnomer to claim that it floods on average once every 500 years or more, but that's sort of an oversimplified explanation of it. 96 was very, very devastating for this area. There was a house that was it was about 30 miles west of Portland. It was about half a mile from a cliff, and there was a landslide that was so big it was buried up to the third story. The third story was underground. A lot of rivers now zig when they used to zag, like the Walla Walla River a couple miles east of here. There are a couple of places where it changed course. The Tushy River changed course. I think we had a multi-year drought right before we got about 4.5 years or so of precipitation in about 6 months. Then as soon as that precipitation ended, we got a heat wave. But yeah, 96 was bad. And yet they're letting more water out of McKay Dam now than they did then. I've seen McKay Creek flood a couple of times out by Community Park. Not nearly this bad though. It's usually just been a little bit around the fringe of the water, but man, I've seen pictures on the internet where just about the entire park is flooded. I've never seen it that bad. So we'll see what it's like. A lot of people are already saying that they should have let more water out of the dam earlier. Last I checked, it was at 95% capacity yesterday. And some people are saying, well, February was unpredictable, which it was, I admit that. They also knew that the STP pack in the mountains was at 145% of normal in March, after all of the STP fell. The river's a little high. Pine Creek resident only. Pine Creek closed, resident only. Okay, here's the park, Community Park. I've seen pictures of it. Wheelchair charging station, that's a surprisingly good idea. My word. Oh, my word. That guy has never driven a Zamboni before, I can tell. I tell you, of all the years I've kept track, I've never seen this much flooding. Good gravy. Okay. Doesn't look like the street is flooded. I'm not sure I'd trust that bridge, though. Thankfully, there is a road on the other side of the park. KNDU news fan. Park closed due to flooding. Well, no kidding. I've never seen this much flooding at this park in my life. Oh boy, I can see the creek from here. There's already a pedestrian bridge in Umatilla that collapsed. I think there are about 14 houses on the other side of that bridge. think I've ever seen this much flooding here in my life. That street's closed, no surprise. Amber Valley is evacuated, or that used to be Amber Valley, now it's Willowbrook Terrace is evacuated. Oh, ver. ¿Dónde estoy yendo? Huh. Well, the river's up a little bit. This is more in line with the spring runoff. I think this is more what I remember the spring runoff being. Maybe a little bit higher than usual, but I don't know, this doesn't surprise me too much. But then again, I haven't been by here for, what was it, 25 years at least. And this is April 15th, 2019. Philip W. Hoke. Thanks, Phil. So all the people from Willowbrook Terrace are evacuated to Elizabethan Manor, which is right here on the right. It's kind of ironic because the river's a little bit to my left. The Umatilla River is. But then Willowbrook is right up against McKay Creek, which, as you saw, is flooded. So sometimes I like to stop out here, just to stretch. Holy my goodness. Yeah, heat the X, oh my goodness. Oh my word. Yeah, usually I can just about get to, it's usually dry, just about to that rope swing, but now it's like ho ho ho. Holy my goodness. My goodness. I don't remember if that's been eroded. I didn't think so. My word. Lots of high water. There's a little bit here, but I think this is just more because just natural indentations in the ground. And it just hasn't been splashed enough to run off into the river. Which is probably a good problem to have under the circumstances, my word. And I think I have to cross that river in a couple of miles. Be sure to like this video if you like the editing.